All right. So, welcome to Wake in the North Book Club. We are reading The Poetic Edda by Jackson Crawford, and tonight we're actually listening to the Havamal Cowboy style because we read the Havamal already last book as a collective, and this is what we've chosen to do for fun. Does anybody have any questions before we get started with book club tonight pertaining to anything that we've read with the Havamal that we haven't really covered or that came up since we read it? Excellent. All right, here we go. Again, let me know if we have any trouble with the audio. I tested it out with my kids' Discord, but we'll see how it goes.
Appendix: The Cowboy Havamal. The Cowboy Havamal is a condensation of the wisdom of the first, most down-to-earth part of Havamal. Often called the Gestathopter, it includes stanzas 1 to 79, give or take a few, into mostly 5-line stanzas of a Western American English dialect. While my other translation of Havamal in this volume is more complete, the tone of this one seems more authentic to me. The voice is that of my grandfather, sad with wisdom and cynical with experience, which I have always heard when reading this poem in the original. Use your eyes and never walk blind. There ain't no telling where there's someone waiting to put one over on you. Don't be unkind to a wanderer. You know the type, waiting, proud outside your doorstep. Give him a break and let him in. Let him get close to the fire and have a chance to dry his clothes. He's been walking in the mountains, and that wears a man down. You know what he's looking for. Some clothes to change into, a few kind words, not too many. A chance to tell a story, a chance to hear what you'll say. You ought to have a damn sight of learning before you step outside that door. It's a lot easier to stay at home, but no one will listen to you if you stay there. Now that ain't to say that you ought to be showy about your learning. Don't say too much, and you'll say more of the right things. And don't ever think that other folks have nothing to teach you either. You only stand to gain by keeping your ears open too. People's approval ain't nothing you need. Half the time it ain't true. Just be sure you think you're right, and that you're comfortable in your own skin. You're all you can count on. And while you should listen to people's advice, don't just do whatever they say. You've got a head on your own shoulders. Use it, boy. That head on your shoulders is the best thing you'll ever have. And no amount of money can make up for not having it. Keep it in good shape. The worst way to make yourself into a goddamn fool is to drink too much. Stay out of the liquor, except you know your limits. Oh, folks will say this and that, how much fun it is to drink and all. But the more you drink, the less you know, and that's a poor exchange. I've been drunk. I'm not saying otherwise. Let me tell you what it's like. It's as if a bird hovered over your head, drinking more of your wits the more you drink. Lord Almighty, I was drunk. I was shamefaced drunk. And I didn't have myself near as good a time as if I'd gone home sober. So keep quiet, keep your head clear, and don't back off from a fight. You'll be happier that way, and you'll die soon enough. You're a goddamn fool if you think you'll live forever just because you won't fight. Say nobody ever kills you. Old age is no peach either. I'll say another thing about drinking. I swear I'm nearly done. But just you think how much dumber a dumb man is after a few drinks. Who ever heard more awful bullshit? Travel, see the country, never miss a chance to get outdoors. You'll only get smarter by knowing more people, more places, more ways to be a man. Accept hospitality, but don't be a jackass. Folk can only offer so much. And if you want to talk, just consider whether what you want to say matters to anybody else. A belly's a sure sign that a man's not in control of himself. Folks will laugh if you're eating too much. Your stomach's not your head. You can put too much in it. You ever seen a fat cow? I mean, they're all fat, but only to a point. They don't eat so much they hurt themselves. And a cow is just about the dumbest thing on this damn earth. Nothing to learn from a fella who won't but laugh at everybody else. What he ain't learned would do him some good. He's got his own faults. You should lie down to sleep and not think about tomorrow. You'll take care of it then. If you worry at night, you get nothing done. and you're in worse shape for the day. Not everybody who laughs with you is your friend. Someone who won't but laugh hasn't thought about much. Not everybody who laughs with you is your friend. It's one thing if a fellow laughed with you. It's another if you can count on him. You're a damn fool if you think you can just figure out a way out of any problem. It's good to think ahead, but sometimes things go wrong. I wish more damn fools would just keep their mouths shut. If they did, we might not realize just how many goddamn fools there are in this old world. Ain't ever been a single person who can keep his mouth shut when it comes to other people. But try not to gossip, even if it makes you look smarter. You will talk yourself into trouble if you don't think before you speak. Hold that tongue and think a little, or you'll find out that it's a long quit, and it's going to hit you from behind. Don't make fun of someone else, even if he owes you money, and don't pester people with questions. Sarcastic people sound smart when they make fun of someone else, but making fun doesn't make you smart, and that's time you could be putting into something more worthwhile. A fella might be nice enough, there's still something that'll make him want to fight. Where there's more than one man, you'll eventually have a fight. You shouldn't sit around and wait to eat all day. Go ahead and eat, unless you're eating later with a friend. Otherwise, you'll just be useless. Don't concern yourself with anybody who won't repay your friendship in kind. Better to walk a long way to a friend than a short way to some ornery jackass. Don't overstay your welcome. Folks like company, but not too much, and start to resent a guest before long. So get going after a while, or you'll get on people's nerves. It doesn't matter where you live, as long as you have a roof over you. Better to call someplace home, even if it ain't much to look at, than to beg for everything. It doesn't matter where you live, as long as you have a place. Better to call a place home, or you'll feel worse and worse as you beg for more and more. Keep your guns close. I don't care what they say. There ain't no telling when there'll be a call for 'em. An armed man has a shot. Don't think a generous host wouldn't gladly take something in return for your room and board. Never seen a man so nice he wouldn't like a little in return. Don't save so much money that you don't use any of it. You'll die after all, and it might not go to people you like. The world ain't aiming to please you. Give your friend a gift that'll matter to him. Weapons, clothes, you know the kind. This kind of giving, if he gets you back, will mean he'll have your back when it counts. Be friendly to anybody friendly to you, and repay their gifts. Repay good with good, and bad with bad. Be friendly to anybody friendly to you, and to his friends too. But be careful not to make friends with your friend's enemies. If you have a good friend, and really trust him, you should share your mind with him, exchange gifts with him, visit him often. If you have another friend, don't trust him worth a spit, or want something from him. Speak kindly, but don't be surprised if you find yourself betraying that kindness. Now this fellow you don't trust, that's not to say you shouldn't talk to him, laugh with him even. Hell, who can you trust? But repay him just what he gives you. I was young once, I walked alone, and I got lost on my way. It wasn't alone that I found happiness, but in good company, good friends, there's no joy in loneliness. Be friendly, be brave if you're challenged, and don't nurture a grudge for too long. That's the way to spend your life, not on worrying, not on shirking your responsibilities. Once I was walking, I saw 2 scarecrows, and that gave me the damnedest funny thought. They were naked, so I'd give them clothes. They looked a damn sight better in them, too. A naked man just feels ashamed of himself. Think about a pine on the edge of town. Once a part of the forest, but the forest is gone. Now it's surrounded by pasture. Puts me in mind of a man no one loves. What's he got to live for? You might think you have a new friend, but just you wait 5 days, that'll test him. They say that a bad friendship burns for only 5 days, but on the 6th one, it goes out. You may not have much, so don't give much, but I've won friends with just a bowl of soup and half a loaf of bread. Small ocean, small beaches, small brains have damn little to give, but the world takes all types. Don't get too goddamn smart now. There's a measure for everything. Don't think it's for nothing that the stupid people tend to be the happier ones too. Don't get too goddamn smart now. There's a measure for everything. You'll know you're gone too far when you can't find a thing to smile about. That's what wisdom's like. Don't get too goddamn smart now. There's a measure for everything. And if you think you can learn the future, you're a damn fool, not a wise man. You'll be happier not knowing anyway. You won't learn a thing if you never talk to folks, and nobody will learn anything from you. If you keep your thoughts to yourself, you'll never turn the lead in your head to gold. Don't sleep too late. That's no way to get things done. If you mean to do business, get going. A lazy wolf never caught a sheep. A sleeping man never earned a dime. Don't sleep too late. That's no way to get things done. If you're still sleeping at sunrise, you're losing the race already. Someone's got more hours than you. You know how to measure wood and bark for a roof, and you know the way to tell the time and determine the seasons. You know this stuff, son. Don't go to see folks with your hair a mess and your clothes dirty. Put a damn shirt on and some shoes. There's no shame in not having the best, and eat a little first, too. Consider your reputation. If you go to town and know nobody, and nobody has a whit to say about you, you'll be like an eagle stretching out its beak, but never catching a fish. Now here's a fact I've learned. Tell a secret to one good friend, and that secret might stay with him. But tell 2 people your secret, and everybody will know pretty soon. Don't think you're the goddamn smartest, or the toughest, or the best at anything. And don't let folks think you are either. Otherwise you'll find out the hard way that someone is always better. Watch what you say, son. What you say to other people is often exactly what you get from them. There's being too early, there's being too late, and you can't always predict folks' timing. You try to be on time. That wins you more favor. People ain't always sincere when they say they'll give you something. You don't know it for a fact till it's in your hands. Don't take anybody at just his word. A warm home is good for you. The sunshine is good for you. And your health, too, of course. Don't underestimate how good it is to live without things to say sorry for. You can never lose everything, even if your health looks to give out any minute. You might still have your kids, your family, your money, or something else. Or better, a job well done. Better to be alive no matter what than dead. Only the living enjoy anything. I've seen a rich man's corpse. It wasn't different than a poor man's. Break your leg? You can ride a horse still. Lost a hand? Not your voice, too, I reckon. Can't hear? Bet you can still fight. There ain't a damn way any shot at life is worse than empty death. It's good to have a son, or someone you can call that. There ain't too many men remembered, except those as left family behind. If 2 fight against 1, 2 will probably win. And again, son, watch your damn tongue. And never trust that what folks keep hidden from you is for your own good. The weather can change a lot in 5 days. It can change even more in a month. And you're a fool if you think you can predict it. Never trust anything that's not in your own power. I've said you should listen, but don't listen to goddamn idiots. And remember, you might be poor, someone else might be rich, and neither of you has the other to blame. Cows die, friends and family die, you will die just the same way. But if you have a good reputation, that might survive you. Cows die, friends and family die, you will die just the same way. The only thing that won't die is what folks say about you when you're dead. I saw a rich man's sons. They had a good many head of cattle. Now they're beggars in the street. Wealth's nothing to count on. It'll leave you as soon as it finds you. Now a good thing may happen to a pretty stupid man, but that doesn't make him any better. He'll be just as arrogant, and not any smarter. Don't sing the praises of anything that ain't over. Not the days before the night, not the works before its end, not the man's before his death. This concludes the reading of the Poetic Edda, Stories of the Norse.
No, it didn't, because we didn't read the whole thing. But that concluded the end of the Cowboy Havamal by Jackson Crawford. Hey, Moonbrew.
I missed it, didn't I?
Yes, ma'am. Literally just finished reading it. We do have Craig going today, and we are recording still, so you can catch it on the website. No, it's on YouTube, right?
It'll be on both.
Excellent. You can catch it on both. Does anybody have any thoughts, feelings, emotions about the version? We've read together 3 versions now. We've read 2 and listened to 1. We read Jackson Crawford's original. We've read the Goaty Beast Pocket Havamal and Everyday Havamal. And now we've listened to the Cowboy Havamal.
Comes near the end of it, but I like this breakdown of stanza 74. Specifically, the basically not to trust anything that's not in your own power. And I say this is something that, like so many people, find myself dealing with anxiety and working with someone to deal with that. And one of the things that my doctor is trying to get me to work through is, it's an old saying I'm going to paraphrase, is give me the strength to change what I can, the intelligence to know what I can't, and the wisdom not to let it bug me. And I'm still trying to get to a point myself where it's, it's pouring rain this afternoon. I want to go out on the motorcycle, but I'm going to sit here and have a fit over it because it's raining. I just like this breathing that, the weather's going to change. It's not going to be the same today as it is tomorrow, be that good or bad. No, it's just, it is what it is.
Yeah. That's a
And
good
again,
phrase.
that ties into people as well. And it specifies there's, so much of it.
Thank you. I like that too. I went and grabbed my Havamal. I was like halfway through that, I realized it was like over there. So I could literally be following along, but I wasn't.
I started doing the same thing.
Right.
Now I got to look at the ATM's version. The Beast did too.
Right. I went and looked at it, and you're right. I like it as, and not to say the same word, but it's a powerful phrase, like you said. It hits.
I really liked 46. Now the spell you don't trust, that's not to say you shouldn't talk to him, laugh with him even. Hell, who can you trust, but repay him just what he gives you. So it's been a weird week with me meeting some people who I really don't trust, but I'm giving it a shot. See what happens. So it kind of spoke to me tonight anyway. I think I'm frozen again on camera.
Yeah, you are.
Fine, whatever.
At least we could hear you. Another one that I find myself seeing that I feel this version calls out to a lot of what we may be not dealing with ourselves, but dealing with specifically where a good portion of us are from in the U.S. is stanza 38 about keep a weapon at hand because you don't know when you're going to need it. I see that in the world a lot right now. And now, granted, by the world, I'm referring to my immediate world. So, like, I'm in South Carolina. For those not in U.S., it's a southeastern state in America. And it's something that I'm starting to see more and more from people as laws and things are being changed, that people are starting to get concerned. And the concept of, having a weapon that you don't want to use, but you may need to at some point. It's an interesting call out from the Havamal.
Even more so over here in Texas.
I believe it wholeheartedly. In Texas, that's where I learned to shoot. So,
well, wasn't there? I don't remember which state it is. Maybe it was Indiana, where someone had opened fire in a mall, I think, and it was an armed citizen that handled the situation.
Yep. Yeah, just near some family of mine. Yeah, just down the street from him.
We're discussing the difference between the different translations of a Havamal. It was mentioned, for instance, my translation, Crawford's that we just listened to for the Cowboy Havamal, the different translations, and it's becoming more and more prevalent for a person to read or listen to one translation. And that is the translation, and this is holy, this is sacred, this is everything. It's translated original text, and it's the truth right here. All the others are bad. We've all heard that, right?
Oh yeah.
We know that guy.
Yes.
Yep, that guy's different for all of us, but we all know that guy. Laurel actually found a thing this evening that sums this up pretty well, and it's something that I think applies to heathenry a lot more than it was probably originally intended for. The gulf of meaning between the terms horseplay and pony play illustrates why expecting your culture's translation of ancient texts to be 100% true to their original intent is dangerous and probably not a good idea.
That PG rating.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I can hear many minds fixing to Google things right now.
Please don't. It will hurt. At very least, if you're on a shared computer, incognito mode is your friend for this one, folks.
But it is a valid point.
No, it's you're
Especially
100%
with
correct with it.
Yep. What one person may translate as horse, another translator may translate as pony, and it changes the entire meaning of the stanza. Grabbing one version of the Havamal or the Poetic Edda or the Prose Edda or any of the lore, not in English originally, because none of it is, grabbing one version and sticking to that one as gospel is a very dangerous thing to do. Read different versions, read different translations, get different people's takes on things, and inform your conclusion as what you believe it means to you.
It's interesting to see like how different the Wanderer's Havamal feels and reads compared to the Cowboy Havamal, and they're written by the same person.
Right.
I was thinking that while we were listening. Mm-hmm.
I think he should have got Sam Elliott to do the audiobook. It would have been much better.
That would have been awesome, yeah.
Nice. Sorry. There's a new member in Discord, friends. Anybody else have any thoughts, inputs? I actually, when you started bringing that up, I went, oh wait, I got my copy of Pocket Havamal not too long ago. Oh, you can't see it with my background. And so it's sitting right here, and I was like, oh, let me pull them out and look at them together. Look at those stanzas that you guys just had brought up in Beast's version. And it does, absolutely read slightly different, Anybody else got anything for us tonight?
Well, to tie in with what you're saying, they do read completely different. I think the benefit behind it is we started, like when I joined into the book club initially, we were still going through Crawford's Havamal. But then after each stanza, we were reading Goaty Beast's version as well. So we already sort of had that sort of interplay between Beast's translation and Crawford's translation. And now looking at the Cowboy Havamal, it's, at least for me, it's given me an interesting way to look at it, adding this, I'm going to call it a third version of it. Because as Jay mentioned, yes, it is by the same person, but much like, Jay said again, it is such a different read or listen. It's such a different phrasing behind it that it's just like, oh, okay, it's, to Beast's point, it's opening new ways for me to look at this and potentially on how to apply it to my life.
I like that. I've been doing that a lot myself personally because as a lot of you who've been joining me in book club for, I don't even know when I took over. I'd have to go look back and chat, but it's been a few months. I know that. I've had been rocky times, and I have definitely, after we the Havamal, I went, wow, there's a lot in here I can take and apply in my life right now, and I can move forward and make a lot of forward movement, which is very important to me in life because I want to go places. I want to do things. I don't want to just be stagnant. I want to learn more. I want to, share more. And so it's been fun. I like reading and listening. Listening to that one kind of gave me a few things, especially after having a conversation at work today, because we've already talked about the fact that we can take a lot of things from this book and put them back in our work life too. I think I cut somebody off. I don't know who it was. Anybody got anything? Look at that pretty kitty. Yeah, mine's down here yelling.
This is Boo Radley.
Oh, hi, Boo Radley.
Hello, dinner for my puppy.
Well, let's see. It is 9:02. I was just pulling up. I need to get over here. I finally got that member taken care of. I figured out the problem, but I need to find out. I thought I put it in here and pinned it.
You want the readings for next week?
I do. I thought I pinned it in our channel, but I don't see it.
We're reading the Vafthrudnismal, Odin's contest with Riddle Weaver. So we could either cut that in half, or we could just take turns, 10 stanzas at a time, and take turns reading as Odin or Riddle Weaver. That could be kind of good. Frigg's in the first part too, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, it goes up to stanza 56.
Oh, that's not too many.
If we just read through as a group, it probably take around the same amount of time as what we listened to tonight if we just wait until the end to kind of talk about things.
I am not opposed to reading it through like that. I actually have enjoyed that when we've done times recently with our readings.
I second that.
All right. Well, I think that sounds good to me. And everybody else? Yes? Everybody else is quiet about that. All right. Well, we'll be here, same as usual. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to Craig for the night, unless anybody's got anything else to talk about with the book.
Bye, Craig.
Bye, Craig.
Come on, Craig.
Right.
Spriggle's trying to catch us saying something.
He ain't gone yet. Bye.